Welcome and thank you for joining us for this segment of What Women Bring, a closer look, where today our very own dedicated CJ Gathers, Director of Programs, will interview and have a one-on-one conversation with Candace Cohen, our technology honoree, What Women Bring 2023. As one of Charleston's leading Black female entrepreneurs in digital marketing, Candace takes the time to talk to us about her confidence and how she pours into the youth of her community, as well as how her supportive family continues to motivate her. Let's take a closer look at our STEM honoree.
Hi, Miss Candace.
Hello, Miss CJ.
I'm so glad that you were able to come and meet with us and sit down for a closer look. So, What Women Bring honoree for STEM.
Yes.
I mean, talk about Black girl magic.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, we don't see many women of color in this category. And it is quite refreshing to see that and to see the example for our youth and others in our community. So thank you for what you bring to the table, what women bring and all, you know?
Yes, it makes sense.
But there was a lot on the panel that we discussed or
Yes.
that you got a chance to discuss. But this is a closer look. We just didn't get enough. So we want to just dive in and talk to you a little bit more about who you are and just get to know you a little bit better. Is that cool?
That sounds cool.
Wonderful.
I'm all for it.
Okay, well, I'm going to jump right in. Tell me about, so you mentioned about communications, having that background, that was
Yes.
your major. How did you make that transition from communications to STEM, and why?
So here's the big kicker. Of course, as you know, I went to college for mass communications, and I knew for sure in my heart, my soul, and mind that I would be a journalist. And everything, of course, runs back full circle from what you end up doing anyway. So
Preach that.
it's kind of like in the midst of what I'm doing now, but it's not the sole, like it's not my everyday job. My everyday job is, though, to communicate, but I do that through technology, through digital marketing, and now also all of the alternative services and I guess I should say programs that we're offering in the community does surround around STEM for young girls. So the transition, I would say, came in an interview for a reporting job, and then the sales manager, I guess he was a part of the meeting, and after he's like, "Are you sure you want to go to, or you want to dive into journalism? You know, you can make so much more money being an account executive." And I said, "What is an account executive?" And he's like, well, it's like, business development. This is where you will be working locally with small business owners, helping them get advertisements on TV or radio or newspaper. So I'm like, okay, so is this a sales job? He's like, in essence, but you gain so much from it.
Right.
So he told me about that, and this was my senior year in college, and I remember looking for a job. I had 3 jobs in college. I worked at Bath and Body Works.
Wow.
I worked at a call center, and the third job was something that I was just looking for an actual career position, and I came across something that said account executive. Digital marketing was something very new for newspaper. It was very new. So I saw buzzwords in the description that matched what I was doing in school, but it also matched what this random guy told me as well. So I applied, went in for the interview. They gave me the job, even though I wasn't supposed to have it until I graduated. But with digital marketing being on the rise, I was one of the persons who got in the forefront of page peels and QR codes and all the things. But it was newspaper advertising, but digital was kind of infused in that.
Wow.
So from there, I did really well, and I just haven't looked back. But I could go on and on, but the whole point is that it does now. Everything is kind of more full circle, because even within the work, even though we have a digital marketing firm, we're still doing communications type work. We still set up interviews through PR for our clients with local journalism, local journalists. So it all kind of comes full circle.
Yeah, I love that you talk about full circle. I feel that that's what life is about, just being open to how you get to the next step.
Yeah.
Our plans are if they can be adjustable, then life won't be as hard.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think we all should be willing to adapt.
Yes.
Look at every moment as a stepping stone. You never know what the next connection could be and for what. Like sometimes we don't understand why we're doing things or why we meet people.
That's right.
Or how did I get here? And then eventually it all starts to make sense.
Yeah, so you were not afraid to spin the block.
No, I did. I think that's it in every definition of the phrase spin the block. For sure.
Oh, that's one of my favorite. I think it's hilarious that it's come back around and it's so big again.
Oh, was it something that people said
I was
back in
kind
the
of
day?
back in the day.
Oh.
I feel like spin the block is kind of old, but it's back. Maybe it's a Charleston thing.
It is back, but I thought it was new. I had no idea this was something that.
Spin the block has been outside for a minute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's all
Didn't
right.
know that.
Yeah,
I think it's all
Yeah,
good.
we're not going to show our age, not today.
No, not today. No, for sure.
So I really enjoyed what you said about young girls. You talked about on the panel being an advocate and a self-advocate, and even especially when it came to confidence. Could you talk a little bit more about how that shows up in your personal and professional life?
Here's the thing. For me, I think aside from the work that I do and the most important thing that's secondary to that, because I still look at my company and the clients that I work with as like almost like a top priority of mine. It's like a responsibility.
yeah.
So it's like your kids are your number one priority in my mind, and it's like my clients. But aside from that, it is giving back to young women, because I would not be who I am today if it weren't for the programs that I was a part of when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
Everything from a program at my church called Young Women of Christian Excellence to the Miss Black Teen Charleston pageant. I was a title holder there, or with that organization, amongst other pageants, leadership pageants that I was a part of. These were all sisterhoods, and
Yes.
it was all a part of. At the time, I had no idea why it was important for me to learn and be a confident person. Why I had no idea why it was so important for me to learn how to assert myself. And then now here I am, 34 now, which we said we weren't going to say our age, but there you go. But here I am now at 31. I'm 34 now, but at 31 being diagnosed with cancer, finding myself losing both of my breasts, and then having to pull from the confidence that I learned at 13 and 14 years old, and not allowing what my life was at the time to kind of make me hide or to make me feel like I can't do something or still show up.
Right.
It was those pockets of just gold that those women, my mentors, gave me. My mom, my aunts in my life,
Yeah.
the people from my church. It was those nuggets that they gave me that I was able to hold on to. So
Right.
I still showed up. It was like, yeah, I have no breasts, but that doesn't stop me. In fact, it gave me more confidence because no one treated me any different.
Wow.
I'm not talking about the guys that were trying to still talk to me. I'm talking about the rooms that I was still able to walk into and no one looked at me any differently than the next person. So it
Wow.
actually just gave me so much more confidence. And for me, if at 31 years old, I had to remember those times, I know for sure if we all just continue to give that to our communities, help the young girls, they can hold on to that for whatever reason they may need it in their future lives as well.
That's a beautiful perspective.
Yeah.
What I heard in that is they didn't look at me any different because I didn't look at me any different.
I agree with that.
And that is powerful. And
I agree.
thank you so much for sharing that. And what a beautiful success story. Congratulations on beating
Thank you.
cancer and sticking it to cancer.
Yeah.
And for showing up the way that you do and to show others that this is attainable.
Oh, yeah.
You know, what we're going through doesn't define how we show up.
I agree with, and it can. It's so easy
can.
for it to creep in. But again, you have a responsibility. I have a responsibility, just like the people who felt that they had a responsibility to me to help other people. Because like I said, what I was able to hold on to was something I learned at 13, 14 years old.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
for
And
sure.
it has value, had value then, has value and
now.
significance now.
Now.
So I'm so grateful to those people, those matriarchs and people that were able to pour into you, and that as you are on your ascension,
Yes.
you are reaching as you climb.
That's how it has to be.
Yeah. Very,
you know?
very good. I love that very much.
Yes, ma'am.
So you also called yourself an extreme problem solver.
Yes.
That was probably one of my favorite quotes.
Okay.
That's like extreme problem solving. Do I do that? I like the way that, I mean, it sounds like a thing. I like that. It sounds good to me. Where does that come from? Where do you, how does that happen every day? And is it something that puts you in a box sometimes? So, talk to me about the extreme problem solving nature of yourself.
Problem solvers have a place in any market.
Yes.
Okay, so you have a position, you have a place, regardless of what your bank account looks like today or tomorrow. If you put yourself in the position of being a problem solver, you might not have it today, but you'll have it tomorrow.
Yep.
You might not have it tomorrow, but if you put the irons in the fire the way that you need to, you'll have it in a couple weeks. You'll always have what you need when you stand in that authoritative position of problem solving.
Right.
Being willing and able to solve problems. Now, not just any problem. Most problems are pretty significant. And what I mean by being an extreme problem solver is I'm always on the hunt for upskilling myself and finding problems. Simply put. So it's like if there is a problem in a market, I have a job. If I have a job, I can design the life that I want to live.
Yes.
And so I feel like we can have all these other skills. I mean, it's nice to be nice. It's nice to be cool. It's nice to be, I'm steadfast. It's a lot. Those are nice things, right? But to me, one thing I will never let go of is being a problem solver.
Yeah.
If I'm in that position, that means number one, stuff's getting done because now I'm helping other people. It's a win-win for every party involved. Someone's getting some help and I'm getting fulfilled because some people feel better when it works. So it's solve that problem. Ego boost. So that feels good. And then two, you're going to get paid. You have a place in the market. You have a place in any market.
Yeah.
If that's what you're willing to do.
Yeah, I love that. So. I remember you talked about, especially getting paid. We don't approach that as confidently as women. But when you were on that panel talking about that, like we should not be afraid to talk about money and demand what we are worth. Yeah. I really enjoy, you said like shrugs, but I really enjoyed your perspective on that. And it kind of oozes out of what you are doing. And yes, I do this and pay me well.
Well, because the thing about it is, and I do want to expound upon something that I did say on the panel. And I said, your worth to me doesn't mean anything to me. My worth to you doesn't mean anything to you.
Right.
And so we do have to be careful as to not go around and say, I have to be paid what I'm worth because I don't. You telling me that doesn't justify the price to me as a buyer.
Right.
That you're just like, this is my price that I'm worth.
Gotta be some proof.
Right. So, but what is important is for you to tie your price to what worth and value it gives that person. Now they see value and now they see worth on whatever the dollar sign is.
That's right.
So it's almost like if I were a confidence coach. I'm not, but there are coaches out here who sell confidence. Right? Different things, whatever. But if I tell you, I'm a confidence coach and I'm going to charge you $2,000 per session and you're just looking at me like, I know I want confidence, but then if I say, hey, I'm a confidence coach, and do you know that at least 30% of women who are more confident, women who are more confident make 30% more right, in income than women who are not.
Yeah, you mentioned that statistic on the panel.
And so after my coaching program, you are going to be more confident. You're going to be more assertive. You're going to be able to ask for the job. You're going to be able to demand more pay in the corporate space. So now I'm putting so much value on what I'm talking about, where it's going to help you. Now you can visualize the ROI. Visualize what I'm saying. You see it for yourself. Now, if I say my session is $2,000, in your mind you're thinking, her sessions are $2,000. I am really prepared to ask my boss for a $30,000 raise. So $2,000 becomes nothing now.
That's right.
So that's what I mean by charging what it's worth, but charging what it's worth to them.
Yes.
but where you can prove the ROI.
Yes.
So hopefully that
return on
makes some sense.
investment.
Yes.
Return on it.
Correct.
That is for all of our listeners.
That's for all of our, yes,
Yes,
ROI, return on investment. That's what
Yes.
that means.
Yes. Love that perspective.
Absolutely.
Thank you for giving that to us for free.
And so, and here's my thing. I am the type of person, just going back into the whole problem solving, I don't mind giving information. And being a person who is in the technology, digital marketing industry, I'll tell you anything you want to know. Here is where the barrier comes up. Most people, I can tell you all day what you need to do under the hood of your car, but can you fix cars? That car, the person
Yes.
what do you call those people? Technicians, mechanics?
Yeah.
Mechanics.
Auto mechanic.
Auto mechanics.
Yeah.
They're problem solvers,
Correct.
right? So it's like, you telling me all day, I know I need it done. Now, can I get it fixed? Okay, here's the money so you can fix it, because I'm not fixing it.
Yeah.
I'm not an auto mechanic.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean.
Or I
by
might
that.
not have the time.
Or I don't have the time, so I'm going to pay for the convenience.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're right.
I don't mind paying for convenience now.
Me either. We can all probably change the oil in our car, but we're not going to
I'm
do it
not
ourselves.
interested.
We're
I'm
not.
not interested.
It's probably not even that hard, but we're going to still
Yeah.
pay somebody to get it done.
Yeah, I remember in college a few times I had to put power steering fluid in my old
Yeah, no.
green Neon. Woo!
Not doing it.
I'm not interested in that.
No.
Not at this age.
Not at all. I'm not even going to try.
I'm not. Not anymore. I will go to the parts store. I almost said the name of it. I will go to the parts store and ask them if they can do it for me. If not, I'll find someone else.
Correct.
All right, so listen,
Okay.
I could talk to you all day. You are so easy to talk to. I met your mom.
Okay.
She is
Phenomenal.
fantastic.
Thank
I
you.
mean, and one of your biggest cheerleaders,
Oh.
if I might just say. And what a blessing.
Yes, it
How
is.
has your mom and family shaped you into the person you are today?
So that's a big question, because I would say that I'm part mom and part dad. So
Yes.
my work ethic comes from my dad. I remember my dad breaking his neck at work. He fell 50 feet from a tank.
Oh
They
my
called the
goodness.
coroners because they knew he was out.
Wow.
Watch this man halfway heal and still go back to work. I've seen the days of all of that.
Yeah.
And so I know for sure I get my work ethic from my dad. As you could see, my mom, she's a powerhouse,
is.
She works a room. She's
Oh my
just
goodness.
shows up. My mom too, she battles with some health conditions as well, and still shows up for us. And she's still, I would say, our biggest cheerleaders between me and my sisters.
Wow.
And so anything that we're doing, here she is to support. So she tells everyone, she's like, this is my daughter, but really she's my boss because I work for her. That's her thing, because she does. And she's just phenomenal.
Yeah.
I think that family support is very important.
Yeah.
No family is perfect. God knows
Correct.
they're not. My family isn't perfect. Most folks'
No
family,
family is
perfect. But I do believe that family is the thing that kind of like keeps you together, keeps you grounded.
Yeah.
I was talking to my sister the other day, my baby sister, and we were reminiscing on how much our aunt, which is my mom's sister, has just caused us to be these little professional robots. And she's like, well, I can code switch, so fast. But our aunt, she taught us when we were younger, she would always say these really big words. I remember words like, I learned condescending for the first time. And I learned rebuttal for the first time. Well, what is rebuttal? And, what is this and what is that? And because she would always teach us new words. And so I would say everyone had a part to play.
Wow.
And just how we, ended up growing up and shaping up. And so I definitely wouldn't say it's just one person, but definitely my mom, my dad, my aunts,
That's awesome.
sisters. So yeah,
What a blessing to have a supportive family.
I think so.
That's awesome. I love those wordsmith aunties.
Yeah, she was always, this is the word of the day. She would read a thesaurus. You guys need to read the thesaurus. And so,
She sounds like me.
listen, she's read the thesaurus. And I'm like, okay,
that's
let's get
funny.
on
I
it.
used to teach English. So
Oh, okay. Makes sense for you
we
then.
did a word of the day.
I'm like, what is
Yeah.
going on? But it's helpful.
They teased me, but guess what? They
Yeah.
use those words.
Yes, I think the teachers that we remember are the English teachers. I
goodness.
remember all of my English and leadership teachers, those are the teachers that I actually remember, because it's really the subject that you have to use every single day of your life.
This is true.
So
This is true.
you guys
we
are
communicate.
remembered. Yes,
we communicate
every day.
Every day.
Every day.
And some of those texts are questionable. If it's like, oh, you did not like your English teacher, huh?
Yeah, well, I remember all of mine, and I'm Facebook friends with 2 of them.
Oh, that is so sweet.
Yes, so I remember speech and debate teachers, leadership, English teachers.
That's
all of
adorable.
those. Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna have a little bit more fun.
Yes.
I'm gonna do like a little rapid fire. Are you cool with that?
Okay, we'll do rapid fire.
All right. So, beach or mountains?
Beach or mountains?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Would you prefer
Sorry.
beach or the mountains?
Oh, beach or mountains. I'm
Yes,
sorry. I
it's
thought
okay.
you meant like beach. I'm like, wait, is this a new thing? Beach or mountains? Please give me the mountains. I see the
Really?
beach. I'm in Charleston, you know.
this
so
is
used to the
true.
beach. Give me the
Yeah,
mountains.
it's an escape.
Yes, give me the mountains.
Okay,
And
like
the
that.
snow.
I love that. I love the snow too.
Yes.
I'm a winter baby.
Oh, well,
So-
I'm not a winter baby, but I'll take it temporarily, and then I'm going home.
I love that. I love that. Okay, so grits or oatmeal?
Please give me grits with cheese, a little sugar, salt, cream cheese, better than bouillon.
What?
Yes, I gave you a whole recipe.
You did. We will talk offline
Heavy
about
whipping
that.
cream.
We're gonna have to talk about that.
Grits.
Okay.
For
Okay.
sure.
All right. So, ask for permission or ask for forgiveness?
This is a good one. I like to ask for permission, even though most people say just ask for forgiveness later. I have nothing to hide, so I'm going to ask you up front. I have a 90% success rate with you telling me yes.
Yes. You sound very convincing.
So they're going to
Yeah,
tell me
I
yes.
usually
I
wanna
would just
tell you
rather
yes.
ask because I don't want to clean up problems later. Let me just ask you. If you say no, fine, I'll find another door.
Virtual or in person?
It's hard. Virtual. I would prefer I like in person, but virtual is just easier. I can get so much more done. Yeah.
It's funny.
Virtual's easier.
Lavonda, our executive director, I know for a fact she prefers virtual.
Yeah, virtual is just so much easier. Girl, let's just hop on a Zoom. Okay?
Yes. So I do understand that for convenience, because
Yes.
we're convenience ladies.
Yeah,
so
I need my time.
yeah, I understand that, especially when you have a lot on your plate.
Yeah, I think we always have to be in a position that whatever time I can buy back or get back is what I'm trying to do.
I hear that.
That's me.
I hear that.
Virtual.
We got to get all the things done.
I'm going to
Candace,
pick virtual.
Oh my goodness. This has been phenomenal. Thank you so much for your time, for your
you.
candor, and just being present and all that you do for our community and all that you do for us and how you show up. Thank you. I could talk to you all day.
Oh, thank you for having me, though.
It's a pleasure. It
Thank
truly
you.
is a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.